This video reviews the steps for writing equations and inequalities as we prepare for the Unit 2 test. Our steps for writing equations and inequalities are super similar. For both of the problems, we start with reading the problem to make sure we understand all of the context of the problem. Rather than just skimming and skipping through to find pieces of information, we understand it better when we read the problem entirely first. We then go through the problem and we look for x. This is usually found in the question of the problem. We look for the coefficient next. This is the number being multiplied by what x represents. We can look for keywords like per, each, and every, or think about what number happens multiple times. Next up is our constant. This is a one-time action, a one-time fee. It could also be our starting point. And then finally, we have our goal. This could sometimes be our total, or it could be a fundraising goal or something we're trying to reach or compare with. Then we put all of those pieces together for equations and we're done. For inequalities, we then have to think about choosing our inequality sign. We're going to practice this in this video, but this is a super important part of writing inequalities. Once you choose that inequality sign, you are then able to put the pieces together just like an equation. Let's try it. We're going to practice writing equations first. This problem says, Tasty Trunk Treats sends a selection of snacks in the mail each month. Andy bought a 3-month subscription for a friend. He used a one-time coupon and received $5 off the total cost. Andy paid $37 in all. Which equation can you use to find the regular cost, M, for each month? So first we identify what x represents in this problem. To do that, I look at the question specifically. It says, which equation can you use to find? We're looking for the regular cost for each month. So x represents the price per month. Next up, I find my coefficient. I'm going to go back into the problem and see what number would attach to the price per month. For this problem specifically, it says Andy bought a 3-month subscription for a friend. So he would be paying that price per month 3 times. So our coefficient is 3. Our constant for this problem, we look for a one-time amount. We see that phrase one-time coupon here, and it says $5 off. Because it's $5 off that total cost, we're doing minus 5, or that is a negative 5 for our constant. And then our goal for this equation is actually our total, which is what he paid in all, which is $37. Once I have these pieces, I put the pieces together. I always start by putting my variable down first with the coefficient written just in front. I then take my constant value and just put it right after the x. So this negative 5 also looks like subtracting 5. And because this is an equation, I just put equal to our goal. Now when I look at my answer choices, I have my equation written, but I can also use the process of elimination. For A, their coefficient is not 3, so A can be eliminated because it doesn't match my equation and because their coefficient is wrong. For answer choice B and D, we have never written equations like that, so we're going to go ahead and cross those off. Those are unfamiliar. That's not the structure that we use. That would leave C. It is the only option that matches what we wrote and has the correct pieces in the correct locations. For our inequality that we practice these steps with, it says Chun read 30 pages of his book during e-time. When he gets home, he reads 2 more every minute. How many minutes will it take him to read more than 90 pages? We read the problem, now we look for x. In this problem, we're trying to figure out how many minutes. So x represents the number of minutes. When we look for our coefficient, we look for what number is being multiplied by x, which means minutes. So what's happening each minute or every minute? I see that phrase every minute here, and it's that he's reading 2 more. So that's going to be a positive 2 for our coefficient. Because it says 2 more, that would be adding to our total. Our constant is a one-time amount. For this case, he's already read 30 pages. He's read 30 pages, so that would be a positive 30 being added to our total pages read. And then our goal that Chun is trying to reach is 90 pages. So if I have these pieces, I've got 2 with our variable plus 30, and then I have 90. Once I have these pieces, I can look at my answer choices and do some elimination to help myself narrow down the inequality sign. For answer choice A, they made 30 the coefficient, which is not correct. 30 is not the number being multiplied. For B, our numbers are in a different order, but 30 plus 2 times m is the same thing as 2 times m plus 30. So B gets to stay. C is also in a different order, but it also gets to stay because we have our coefficient, our constant, and our goal. They're all there, they're all in the right location. D is incorrect because we have a negative coefficient, which doesn't match what we found. So now we're deciding between our inequality sign opening toward our variable and opening away from our variable. For that, we look at the problem where it says read more than 90 pages. When you're deciding on your inequality sign, always think about, are we okay with being equal to the goal number? Are we okay with more than the goal number? And are we okay with less than? For this problem, Chun is not okay with less than 90 pages. He's also not okay with equal to 90 because it says he wants to read more than 90 pages. So we want our value to be bigger than 90. We think about this inequality sign as an alligator trying to eat the bigger number. If we want our reality, that 2 pages every minute plus the 30, we want that to be bigger than 90, then we need our inequality sign opening toward the side that has our variable on it so that it's eating our bigger value. B has our inequality sign opening toward our variable. But for C, it's facing the same way, but its mouth is open just toward the 90. So C is eliminated and B is our answer. Try this problem yourself. Shane went bowling with his friends. The bowling alley charges $20 for an hour of group bowling plus a fee to rent each pair of shoes. Shane's group bowled for 1 hour, rented 4 pairs of shoes, and paid a total of $31. Which equation can you use to find the fee, X, to rent each pair of shoes? Pause the video and try this one out. Now it's time for you to practice this skill. Go back to our Schoology page and work on the practice for writing equations and inequalities, then complete the Analyze Google form found on Schoology as well. And if you were wondering what the answer was to that problem that you just tried yourself, the correct answer was B, as in boy.